Hi everyone, welcome back to another video, or welcome if you're new here. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about eating without restriction and basically controlling and decreasing excessive eating or binge eating or compulsive eating, whatever you like to call it. So I was looking at my old videos the other day and I was cringing so much at the way I was talking and stuff. It's just so I don't know, it's just so funny to look back and just, yeah, I don't know. So I wanted to basically make another video, and I probably talked a lot about these things in past videos, but now that, you know, it's been a couple of more years, I'm almost 5 years binge free and I'm more confident now to talk and stuff. So I just wanted to make an updated video with my tips in regards to most things, binge eating, weight loss and all of that. So let's get into the video. Okay, so for this first part of the video, I'm going to tell you my 5 top tips on how to either not really control, but decrease excessive overeating, because you don't really, I think control is just a weird word to say, because you don't really want to control it. You want to minimize it and minimize it until it basically vanishes, if that makes sense. So my first tip was to end all diets. I know that it can be so hard to like not start a new diet. I've been there, I've started everything. I've done the military diet where you just eat like 1 egg and like a cup of vanilla ice cream a day. You know, what else? I don't know, Atkins and I don't even know anymore, detoxes and all of that. I know that when you binge, you start to freak out and you feel guilty and you want to get rid of all these calories. So you just try and think of whatever you can, if that's tablets, teas, diets, anything, just to get rid of it. But that's just the worst thing that you should do. Sorry, that's the worst thing that you could do, because diets lead to binge eating. So if you binge eat and then you just diet again, the cycle just continues and continues, and it will honestly never stop. The way it will stop is if you break that diet mentality and the diet behavior. So let's say you binged today, you feel bad, you know, all those emotions that you get. Tomorrow, just wake up and eat as normal as you would if you never binged the night before. That is the way to break it. Dieting is a bad habit, and the only way you can change a habit is to break that previous habit. So yeah, just it's probably easier said than done, because it's all mental, I get it, but sometimes you have to physically force a behavior and go against what you want to do mentally to try and create a new behavior. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, so get rid of diets. Just get rid of diets completely. They will never ever help. It doesn't fix anything. It doesn't fix your mental state. People think, you know, I'm gonna lose 10 kilos and be happy, my life's gonna be perfect. No, I've lost 17 kilos. My life has not changed one bit, other than the clothes I wear, which, yeah, clothes gives me like a little bit of happiness in one aspect, but it doesn't like fix anything else in my life. So yeah, that's tip number 1, and it's a very important one, and that's why I wrote it as the first one. My second tip is to change your environment and the people who you surround yourself with. If that's friends, if that's, I don't know, just, I'm not going to say family because you can't change that, but just who you surround yourself every day with, because sometimes the people that you are constantly with can trigger certain behaviors. If that is, for example, I don't know, people who, let's say, diet, or they also have really poor mentality with food. For example, let's say I'm struggling with binge eating and I have a friend who is really hardcore into dieting. and they are then feeding me information as to why I should be eating 800 calories a day, or as to why I shouldn't be eating bread and this and that. That's kind of what I mean. I don't mean like cut this person out of your life completely, but you'd want to not associate as often with them if that is triggering you. You should always surround yourself with more positive people who will support you, people who you can tell your problems to, not people who are gonna laugh at you and all of that. I remember one time, I just found this like really strange. When I was out and I was eating at a cafe, I was eating like a chicken palmy, and someone that just kind of like briefly knows that I used to binge eat, they made the joke and they're like, oh, are you going to binge eat? And I was like, no, I'm not going to binge eat. It's just weird. It's inconsiderate. Like, I think people don't label binge eating as an eating disorder compared to like anorexia and bulimia, but it's like, binging is a behavior of bulimia and anorexia as well. So you don't have to be, you know, like underweight, or you don't have to force yourself to vomit to binge eat and then have different type of behaviors. Like, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, change your environment, change the people you hang out with. Not completely, but I guess maybe just don't surround yourself with negative people. Surround yourself with people who are positive, people who want to help you to be a better version of yourself. Okay, number 3, this tip might be taken a bit differently than what I mean, but give into cravings. So I don't mean like give into like, oh, I want to binge eat tonight, so I'm going to go binge eat. I don't mean like give into that. I mean like, let's just say it's like a normal Monday and I don't know, at 4 p.m. you're like, oh, I really want like a Kit Kat bar, but I shouldn't. No, I have to stay like on this diet. I'm trying to lose weight. I can't have that Kit Kat bar, blah, blah, blah. All of that. To an extent, I feel like this also depends on the type of journey that you're on and how you're healing your, I guess, food disorders, eating disorders and stuff. But I realized, and that was how I stopped binge eating, was I gave into these little cravings that I had. I wanted ice cream, I had it. I wanted it again tomorrow, I had it. And then literally the week after, I didn't want ice cream because I knew I could have it. It wasn't like a forbidden food. So to an extent, like, yes, give into these little cravings. Like, yeah, have a couple of lollies, have a bit of chocolate, have a glass of Coke, whatever. If you label these foods as like forbidden foods, you're going to want them even more. But if you know that you can eat them, you're not going to want them as much. So number 4 is take a pause. So with that, what I mean is sometimes we, I don't know, like to rush. So we'll just sit down, we'll be watching TV, we'll be just like eating, and you're not really thinking about the food that you are consuming because you're just focused on something else. I'm trying to say is like, just take a pause, like sit down, enjoy your meal, like focus on what you're eating, chew slowly, just, yeah, take a moment to breathe. And also if you're feeling like you want to binge, take a pause in that sense as well. Like stop for a moment, sit down, write in your journal, okay, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling that? What am I craving? And what do you think is causing you to crave that? Is it because you know that you can't have it? Is it because, I don't know, you have an event next week that you need to be skinny for, so you know you can't eat that until after the event? Like, just sit down and think about all these things, because sometimes when you just take a moment to breathe, you might not even then like go and binge eat or overeat or whatever. Just, yeah, have a moment with yourself and just, yeah. And my 5th tip is to avoid food labels. Yes, they can be very helpful if you're allergic to stuff and all of that, but it can also create obsessive behaviors, looking at, you know, the calories, the sugar, the carbs, the fat. The more you look at it, the more you know, which isn't always a bad thing, but it's only a bad thing when you have an obsession with food, and if food makes you feel guilty, if you know too much about calories in every little thing, that can also then create the behavior of counting calories, and then if you accidentally eat over your calorie amount, you will binge eat. So sometimes it's just best to avoid food labels. I feel like logically, to an extent, if people are trying to eat healthy, we all kind of know what's healthy and what's not, and I don't really feel like you really have to read. If you pick up a can of tuna, why would you read the food label, you know, unless you have allergies or something like that? But what's the point of seeing if there's carbs in it or how many calories it is? It's tuna, like just eat the tuna, you know. So yeah, avoid food labels at all costs. So these 5 things that I just mentioned, if you start to implement each step bit by bit, I can almost like 95% guarantee that in a couple of months your urges and your cravings and those behaviors that you get will start to decrease. These 5 things are basically, that's all I did to stop binge eating, and it's been 5 years since well, it'll be 5 years next month since I last binged. Yes, I've still had like little kind of like thoughts here and there in terms of just like my body and just a bit of food guilt and stuff, which I will talk about in another video, but I haven't had a single urge to binge, and I never in my life thought I could be 5 years binge free. Like, to me that's just crazy now. And yeah, so I don't really like diet. I try and eat 80% healthy only because I want to feel good internally, and I want to be strong, but I don't have an urge to restrict. I just eat whatever. If I'm craving something, I will have a little bit of that. I don't, sometimes I've been not scared, but I haven't wanted to give in too much on like urges, because I have been worried. It's almost like PTSD. The first time I binged, I ate half a block of chocolate, and that just started the whole I'll start my diet tomorrow pattern. So I do have that little bit of anxiety from then when that started. But not so often. Like, at the end of the day, no one's perfect. I still sometimes get like little guilt thoughts, like, why did I eat that? Like, is it going to ruin my goals and stuff? But I don't ever then follow that with a behavior like, I don't know, under eating or over exercising or anything like that. So yeah, I understand that everyone's different. Everyone's journey and for their eating to heal is different, and people might need like different therapies and stuff like that. But if your binge eating has been caused by basically dieting and being involved in that kind of fitness industry, if you just take these little steps that I mentioned today, I promise that in a couple of months you will start to notice a change. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you have gotten this far, I sometimes think that I'm so boring and annoying to listen to, so I don't actually know if anyone watches my whole video. But yeah, I'd like to thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and please leave a comment below on what I should film next. I love health and fitness, but I also sometimes want to film different types of videos. Like vlogging, I'm just very boring and I'm not really comfortable doing that. As you can see, my like last video was such a fail, but I really want to do like fashion stuff because I really do have a big passion for clothes. Like a very big passion. So yeah, leave a comment below, and even if it is health related, just leave a comment, give me some ideas, and yeah, I will see you all next time.